It's always great to be in Australia again, and especially being captain of a team with so many great players and great names. So it's really very, very important for us.
It's absolutely the biggest thrill for me as far as my rugby career goes, and it's all been a dream.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of Sunday Night Rugby, featuring the bicentennial match between Australia and the World 15. Also tonight, Wales attempts to win the Triple Crown. Well, we kick off here at Concord. It may be a celebration game, but in 1988, Australia faces an arduous campaign. 7 internationals against England, New Zealand and Scotland. So this game critical as Australia attempts to erase the disappointments of 1987. With me is former Wallaby flanker Gary Pearce. Gary, we have a ship on a new course this year, but is it heading in the right direction?
Well, Gordon, from Australia's point of view, it's a case of looking back to look forward. In other words, we have to take all the good things that have come out of the last 4 or 5 years, being that really aggressive set play up front and that uncompromising tackling, and through that, build on second phase options. Bob Dwyer comes from a club that revolves its game around second phase, and I think today we're going to see the first part of developing those options.
Yes, well, are you expecting a test match atmosphere or a celebration game?
I think it's pretty serious. These world team that's come out here, it's not a Cook's tour for them. They're out here, great pride in playing Australia in a bicentennial game, and you'll see Lahore and the rest of the All Blacks really getting in behind it. And I think you'll see an All Black style game, but with a little bit of flair with these other players from other countries.
So the World 15. 5 New Zealand All Blacks, 2 Irishmen, 2 Pumas, 1 each from Scotland, Fiji, Canada, England, United States and France. Porter is the captain, and 2 national skippers in the forwards, Wayne Shelford and Donald Lenihan. The Australian side has a new captain in Nick Farr-Jones. Winger Arthura and prop Peter Kay make their debuts for the Australian side at 15 aside. Arthura played in the Hong Kong Sevens earlier this year. Brian Smith replaces the injured Michael Liner at 5'8". Simon Poitevin is the forward leader, and Pace de Burn in the backs. And the very appropriate referee, Gary Pearce, for this contest, all the way from Wales, Mr. Clive Norling, and he was in charge of that quarter-final between France and Fiji last year in the World Cup. So the Rico Challenge, the bicentennial test match underway, and Ugo Porter, the oldest man on the field, has the first touch, and we're 30 metres out from the World 15 goal line.
Well, the first bit of physical contact here will be very important for both sides. One side, the side that's going to get on top today, is the one that has to do it right from the first minute.
Cutler with a one-hander to Farr-Jones. Loose ball for him to Arthura. Clever little kick through for his former countryman, Tom Mitchell. Wrapped up by the Australian forwards, just outside the 22. Porter again with a searching kick up the touchline. And it's a big moment for this man, Bob Dwyer, deposed in 1983 and now back in the driver's seat.
Hold up, get set, shoulders up, no percent. Go.
Shoulders have to be above the level of the hips. Tyneman to Farr-Jones. Here comes Williams with pace. Look at him go. He couldn't pick it up. The try was there.
Some neat work there by Tyneman and Farr-Jones. They've been doing it for a few years now. They've got a tremendous understanding.
And now it's Fabio Gomez feeding for the World 15. Australia wrapping up Shelford on the short side. And looking for the put in. And they'll get it too.
Pretty important here, this world side, if they want to be part of this game, they've really got to get that pack together. You'll see now that the All Blacks in the pack will really get together and try and get the other players to go with them. Because if you can't win your set phase in these games, then you're just not in the game.
Australian scrum going for a secondary shove. Very close, Poitevin. He's over the goal line. Couldn't get it down. Another 5-metre scrum. Wayne Shelford, the tackler.
Advantage of a scrum going forward here. Heaps of weight behind there. Look at Simon. Really, it was a big game for Simon today. He's really put it over there, but just rolled onto his back.
Far Jones to Smith. He's the cutout to Leeds. He couldn't hold on. Grant to Arthura. First try. Well, there was a suspicion of a knock forward. Not so, says the referee. 4 minutes gone.
We see here the ball, good scrum, the ball going backwards on that ball. The ball comes out there, really create the pressure situation midfield. Ball goes behind Leeds. Very good pick-up by James Grant. And here we are, the two ex-Fijians, and away they go, and Arthura just had too much pace.
So an early blow for the World 15, and some excellent work from the Australian forwards. Brian Smith adds the extras, and a 6-point advantage for Australia. Nearly 5 minutes gone in the first half.
What's important here is the scrum was the one that made that try, but also very quick work, that quick second phase play. Again, one of the things that Bob Dwyer will be trying to develop and just create that overlap.
Porter with the kickoff, Wetton coming through.
Very important here that we see that the world side's got to really get itself together, get its scrum right before it can really do anything else. Very hard. Players from all over the world come together only for 1 week, but they really have to do it if they're going to make a game of it.
Jeff Miller at the back, Gomez to Porter. Drop goal attempt, it's a beauty. Oh, yes! 45 metres out. The maestro.
Well, Australia's seen that happen too many times in the past. You just can't give him half an inch. You see here the pressure comes through. Gomez, quick pass. You give him half a yard and bang, he's got it.
Here they go short side. Far Jones to Arthura. The world was waiting. Smith. Smith still going. He's there under the posts. Missed tackle by the world inside backs. And the strength of Brian Smith.
Well, they'd be pretty happy about that. See here some very good lead up on the blind side, which really did exert the pressure to play him across to this side. Good work by Arthura here, who came right in to consolidate the ball. Here, bang, straight back to his forwards. Good drive forward here, committed the world across to one side, comes across. Smith does a dummy, Porter, tremendous palm off on Porter, and too much pace for Gomez under the post.
The conversion from in front was successful, but here it is again. Far Jones, the Australian captain, and the strength and power of Brian Smith, the new Australian 5'8". Well, Brian Smith, during the off-season, a lot of work on his sprinting, and over 20 metres, he's almost as quick as anyone in the team. The Australian scrummaged against the Gordon first grade pack during the week. Grant Nesbitt's old club. Gomez paddling the ball back, but it was still in the scrum. He was ruled offside. He's also not allowed to put his hand in the scrum like that.
I think he tried 3 times, Gomez, actually. I think it was 3 times was enough. He better give him the penalty.
So the world at the moment showing signs of lack of cohesion, which I suppose is to be expected, Gary. They've only had 3 training sessions together.
That's true, but the answer really lies with these All Blacks that are in the pack. They've got to get together, start to win some good straight ball, then you'll see the good players, Gomez and Porter, play a more relaxed game.
Brian Smith right on target, 100% record so far, 3 out of 3, 2 conversions and 1 penalty. Arthura herring after this one. Mitchell there, so is Lambert. Indecision. With Shelford. Arthura the tackler. Porter to Kiernan. to Wyatt. Leads on his 22. Nick Farr-Jones calling for it on this side. And that's a big gain. Going inside the 22. Fabio Gomez. Well, 26 minutes gone. First half, Australia leading by 15-3.
Well, it's okay these kicks downfield, but it's pretty important that your kicks are only as good as your chases. It was really important to get up there and really put pressure on those kicks that were taken by both sides.
Timon at the back. Cook, Grant, leads, Grant, Williams! Try number 3 for Australia. Well, Ian Williams picking up where he left off last week against Queensland, a quartet of tries. And some very nice work there by the Australian midfield.
You see some very good line-up play here. The ball gets out. It moves across a pre-rehearsed move. Leeds hits the ball line like he did the last time when he unfortunately dropped it, but great backing up. And you just won't catch Williams in those situations.
Here comes the kick. Smith retains his perfect record. And Australia moving into the 20s. And we've had 27 minutes of play so far.
The guy that really made that move, I think, was James Grant. The way he really did get around on that loop, but he took a punishing tackle by Mitchell. As you see, he's come through here, and he really burst onto the ball. But watch Mitchell hit him. Jeez. I think he's sore ribs from that.
Hickareed, now 30 years of age, plays with the Wellington after moving from the Bay of Plenty. Schuster to Mitchell. He's through. Arthura bounced off. 15 metres out. The world looking for their first try. But they haven't control. Shelford. They're very close. McDowell. 10 metres out. John Schuster. Can't get round Cook. Lambert to Reid. Hickareed. 3 metres out. Australia offside. There's a penalty. Shelford plays on. Can he get there? Gomez. Smuggling it back. Porter in trouble. Taken by Frawley. It's a bit like hot popcorn at the moment. Desperate defence from the Australians.
Some tremendous defence by Australia there. That every one of those world players were really pushing hard onto the ball. So nearly just that last tackle, really decisive last tackle, stopped them. Great straight runner, Schuster. Really straighten the play up here. Some good backing up. Great
Paxton
skills.
To Lambert, to Hickareed. And Jeff Miller there. And Farr-Jones. 21 points to 3. Shelford to pick up the crumbs. Ran into Lenehan. He's going backwards. Got away from Cutler. Oh, straight into Jeff Miller. Sets up. Beautiful ball for Porter. He's taken by Smith to Mitchell. Kiernan's outside, and so too is Underwood. Wyatt, the fullback. Well-deserved try. And Mark Wyatt, playing for the World 15, has registered the first touchdown in this bicentennial test match for his side.
Well, Shelford, he only knows one way. And what an answer when you've lost a bit of ball. He's gone straight forward, committed the Australian pack. The ball comes back, running onto it. Some very good work by Mitchell, and can't he put the pace on? A little bit of a looping ball, which opens the play up. Good loop by Wyatt, and over for a great try. All the world players have to take note that they can just get someone to run straight. As you can see here, tremendous power by Shelford, and then just run straight and back up. Porter's getting it right there, and again Mitchell really knees up and puts the power in, commits the Australian team to midfield.
A real Fijian pass, that one.
Certainly was.
Wetton went high. Schuster at inside centre. And now it's Wyatt again with Mitchell outside. Go Tommy! Well, wasn't it great to see the two Fijians in confrontation? Arthur, the tackler, and Mitchell, the attacker.
Well, some very good slide defence by the Australian team then. They had the extra man in, but they all slid across onto the man coming across, which gave Athura enough ground to be able to take Mitchell into touch.
Far Jones. Frawley supports. The Australians controlling this one. Here it comes. And another big kick from Andrew Leeds.
Well, you could hear Hicker Reid saying pressure, pressure, but there really wasn't much there. Not one of the world players went through to try and put pressure on Leeds, and look what you get. You're over halfway.
Yes, well, some good work there by Damien Frawley, Sydney University, and former Brothers second rower. Good pass from Gomez. Kiernan. Wyatt running hard and straight. Linking up now with Lambert. Overhead pass for Wetton. It has to be another one. Oh, great try to Hicker Reid. Oh, yes, Concord Oval has erupted. The crowd to their feet with that one. And Hicker Reid has scored the world's second try.
Then it all started. What champagne rugby. The reverse pass by Gomez. Real classical stuff. Full back in. He straightens the play up beautifully. And what great backing up from the inside from Lambert. The ball goes right over across to Wetton. Then punching forward again. And Hicker Reid, was he hungry for the line? And straight under the post. A tremendous try. Really showed the skills that rugby can give.
Porter makes no mistake from in front. And the crowd still applauding that last try. It was a beauty. And Hicker Reid, well, we remember that try he scored at Ballymore in 1980 in his debut series. He then broke his leg in Canberra, missed the third test. Here comes Williams again. Beautifully taken by Underwood. Pass was well forward. But I think they might have got away with it. Schuster, brilliant stepping and running from him. Look at Mitchell go. Mitchell! James Grant there. Australia in trouble. It's a try to Kiernan. Started by John Schuster from inside his own 22.
Well, you can never rest here. Good straight running here. Schuster straight up the middle. Bit of a mistake by Australia back in another 22. But watch Tom Mitchell really put the strides in here. Comes between the two Australian players. Through just gets to it. But again, the pressure by Mitchell. And look at the swamping of the world players as they all come around. Bird got there, but Kiernan over.
And again, Hugo Porter adds the extras. So what a contest we have here at Concord. 2 points the difference after Australia had gone away to a massive lead in the first half. And there's the pass from Underwood. And that looked to have gone forward.
That would have done Joe Namath proud, I think, in the NFL. But I think here we see Schuster. Doesn't really matter. Play the whistle. Up he goes, up the middle. Good step. Only, as I said, a great straight runner. Not many options. He puts the ball through, and watch Mitchell come between Grant and Athura. But again, the hungriness by these world players. I think Schuster finishes off, starts it, finishes it, puts the pressure on. Kiernan over.
Hicker Reid. He ran into Far Jones. And a punch thrown there by number 1, Steve McDowell. The Australian player coming through, Damien Frawley, spoiling that ball from the halfback. Schuster's chasing. Tester here for Leeds. He couldn't take it. The Australians again under pressure here. 10 metres out. And a hurried reply from Leeds back up towards halfway. A good one.
Well, there's certainly some snow on that one. That was the old Gary Owen. The ball went right up and Leeds thought, well, when is this going to come down? When it did, he had about 4 or 5 world players around him. So it was a very good kick from Porter.
So 40 points in the first 40 minutes after Australia had led 21-3. Donald Lenihan at the front of the line-out. Porter field goal. This could put them in the lead. Look at it go. What a kick. His second pot, 40 metres out from goal. Shades of Buenos Aires last year as far as the Australians are concerned.
This bloke is fantastic. For years and years, you see this tremendous field goal. Really, it was made by Lenihan's tremendous jump at the front of the line-out, which gave Porter all that time to kick it. But what a tremendous player.
So the Australians find themselves behind now for the first time in this match. The World 15 has scored the last 19 points. Here's Williams with Grant outside. Williams couldn't hold on. Good tackle by Schuster. Well, that was a different try-scoring opportunity going astray there for Australia.
Well, there was enough goal jumpers around to really keep the ball alive there. I don't think we really had to take them on that part.
Wayne Shelford and Miller expertly setting the ball up. Tyneman coming through on Porter. And that's very good refereeing by Clive Norling. Ball coming off knees and not hands.
Good degree of understanding coming in from the world side here. Porter was in a very close position there, but he took it forward, slipped it back, allowed the world players to get behind, and then allowed his other players the time to be able to relieve that pressure.
Big jump by Ian Paxton. And it looks as though the World 15 haven't allowed the tunnel that time. A free kick. So you can't have a direct shot at goal, but you can pass it. And Smith will attempt a pot. It looks fairly straight. Ho-ho! It's raining field goals here at Concord. The lead bounces back Australia's way by 2. And we've had 4.5 minutes second half.
It's a 45-metre line. It's a fair way out, and it was always going to be there.
So they're working a move here from a free kick. Kick a read. Back to Gary. It's Ian Paxton. Ball coming out for Gomez. Still going. Through the tackle of his opposite number. Inside the Australian 22. Garraway at the back of their small. Kick a read number 2. McDowell 1. And it's Wetton. Gary Wetton for the line. Leeds won't stop him. Yes, he does. Great tackle. Try-saving tackle by Andrew Leeds. And how he managed to get Gary Wetton down, I'll never know.
Gary Wetton incredibly strong for a second rower. Look at the power, but intelligently just pulls it back. And there's enough world players there, but somehow the ball got tied up.
The world with a chance to land a psychological blow here. 10 minutes gone, second half. Australia leading 24-22. Wayne Shelford. Quick hands. Arthur was there, and Mitchell. And a little knock on there by Arthur.
Very important for the Australian team to really change their defence patterns to become offensive. In other words, go forward to do the tackles. They're spending too much time watching the world players do their tricks, do their dummies.
So just 2 field goals in the second half. Good clearance from Gomez. Back to Kiernan. Shelford's there. Lenihan picks up. Australia's defence in close is good this time. Porter shows the ball. Lambert bowled over by Tyneman and Miller. Australia doing all the defending at the moment. The World 15 unrelenting, but they've lost it. Arthur. Arthur's away from Mitchell. A lovely body swerve. No one with him. And apparently he put a foot in touch midway 22 and halfway when he went for that swerve. Let's watch it.
Very adventurous here. Nix gets to Arthur, and what a great little sidestep round the edge, but just put enough pressure on him to put his foot into touch.
Schuster, the cover defender. Just 18 metres out from the World 15 goal line. 12 minutes gone in the second half. Gomez wrapped up. Damien Fawley, the tackler. Big drive from the Aussie forwards. Shelford got it back. And Hickareed again to Wetton. Underwood wanted the ball. Pass was forward to Leeds. He knocked on. Gomez. The referee's playing advantage. Australian forward standing off. Kiernan. Chance here for the world. Wyatt from fullback, stepping beautifully. Schuster to Hickareed. Oh, look at the support here. Gary Lambert. Inside is Paxton. Lovely hands from Shelford. It has to be to Gomez. Try of the game. How about that?
Champagne rugby, absolutely tremendous rugby. Every player, I think just about every player must have touched the ball. You see here driving play by Australia, but bang, out Shelford got the ball out, then across to Hickareed. Now look at the straight run, look at the pace of this second rower. Gary Wetton, it looked good support play, everybody in depth. Good hard hit tackles, through the legs. The ball pops out again. Gomez has a go again, he flips the ball between his legs again, which the crowd loved. And he moves his way back to take the ball across. Good moving the ball wide across field. And isn't this White had a big game? He's always running straight, different angle, different pace. Really good fullbacks disciplines. He Reed again, and he's in it again back to Shelford. And players to burn. They're really enjoying themselves. Again, Shelford again. And Gomez over. What a tremendous try.
And the celebration match bubbling over at the moment. Porter's kick is a beauty. 28 points to 24. 52 in the game so far. 15
Look
gone
here,
in
you
the
see
second
the
half.
perfect ruck there. The players cleaning out other players. As the ball moves across, here he comes, the fullback, different angle, bang, hits it hard. Off the right foot, really strives forward. Jeff Miller always there, always dealing with the loose ball, but great backing up. Hickareed. Here come the All Blacks again. Across to Gary Lambert. Over the top again, Shelford again. Gomez backing up. Tremendous rugby skills.
So we've had the kick-off for the resumption and the line out on the 10-metre line. Carr Jones with good ball to Smith. Gets away from Lambert. Mitchell went without it. Poitevin. James Grant. Well, the padding lost off the goalpost. Gomez puts it back. And Smith was felled. The referee said it wasn't late. Running repairs from Rory Underwood.
Again, straightening the play up. Even if there's a chip over the top, a bit of a trip there. But Australia certainly on the ball. Simon, look, a very aggressive player, never gives up.
James Grant a little stiff there. Knocked back by Lenehan to Shelford. Gee, his body height has been quite telling this afternoon as he's driven in to the rucks and mauls in possession. But Australia gets the scrum feed. The maul was stable. Australia the attacking side. Good defence by Simon Poitevin. Well, the Australians have been shut out of the game. Let's see if they can do something. Smith tries to beat his opposite number. He can't. Miller's first there with Tyneman and Poitevin. Good ball here for the Australians. Cook and Williams. He won't get past Underwood. Now it's Farr Jones. One-handed to Frawley. He's there. Great strength from the Australians in turn. Williams, Farr Jones and Nick Damien Frawley.
Well, Damien will be very happy about that. It really shows if you really push yourself to get there, to back up. Some good play here. Williams really kept the ball alive. Good step, but Underwood's fast enough to get to him, but he still kept the ball in field. Very intelligent play. Fought his way back, set it up, and Farr Jones here. Good captain's game. Right when your captain wants to get you back in the game, and tremendous strength from the Sydney University second row.
Well, what a match. 28 points all. This kick to put Australia back in the lead. Brian Smith does it again. The goal-kicking skills this afternoon have been nothing short of remarkable.
I think the scoreboard attendance will probably be as tight as the players this afternoon. They seem to be, have to work pretty hard.
Smith, 4 conversions, 1 penalty and 1
Good pass by Farr Jones there. Ball comes across. As we said, he straightens up. Heaps of world players there, but no one's willing to take him around the legs and put him out of the game or into the touchline. Fights his way back. Farr Jones, good step. Again, the captain straightens the play up. Great backing up.
Jean-Pierre Garouet from the holy city of Lourdes. And that's Donald in a hand from Cork. Lambert at the back to Shelford. Cleared by Paxton and Porter. Would you believe Underwood and Gomez tripped over each other? Gomez feeling his ankle. There could be a replacement. Alan Crowley is the reserve halfback. Picked up by Miller. Supported by Frawley. Tommy Lawton. Smith. Cook. Cut out. Still going. Grant. James Grant. Arthura. Try. Ian Williams gets his second.
Well, some good driving play by the Australian team. They took the ball forward, committed the opposition, and some very good looping here. James Grant, really quite a fast player. Really puts it in here, draws the opposition. Arthura pins his ears back. What a great tackle by Rory Underwood. But Williams there, hungry for another try. Well laid back, great try.
Brian Smith hasn't missed a kick so far. This is certainly his most difficult one. Right on the touchline. 6 points the difference. Coming back. Wacko. 8-point cushion now for the Australians. 5 tries to 4.
Here we've gone here, James Grant. Just the tremendous outside centre, really puts the pace on. Arthura, very intelligent, he really goes for it, but when caught, lays it back perfectly. And over goes Williams.
Australia edging forward. Farr Jones in close, caught by Shelford. They were waiting. Poitevin. Now it's Miller. The world holding on. Mr. Norling standing in goal, having a bird's eye view. The world trying to pilfer from the Australians. Where is it? Porter behind his goal line. Here they go. This one started behind their goal line to Underwood. Away from Leeds and Gomez. Inside is Kiernan. Back it goes to Underwood. And Leeds in the last line. Tremendous play from the world.
Incredibly adventurous there. Here they are, well, really under pressure, and thought, well, let's just go for it. And here we are, heaps of people backing up. Gomez out to Underwood, keeps the ball alive again, and as he props and looks for support. Very intelligent play there, but just too many Australians there into touch.
"12 minutes remaining. Still anyone's game." Ian Paxton jumping second from the back. Paxton got it. Left foot field goal by Smith. Ho-ho! He can do no wrong. And that may well put the match out of touch for the World 15. How did you like that, Bob Dwyer, in the Australian reserves?
Well, people were pretty concerned when Michael Leiter couldn't make the side. But I tell you, he's going to have trouble getting back in the side. Smith's played extremely well. Every time the ball's touched his foot, he's got points. Another flip pass by Gomez.
Kiernan to Wyatt to Underwood. Hasn't had a real opportunity. Williams from behind. Wyatt to Arthura. Counter-attack. He's in trouble. Well taken. Lambert underneath. And concern here for the World 15, and no doubt the England camp, as Rory Underwood. He's down, feeling his left knee, and this certainly would be a disaster for them.
Man on man, and here goes Underwood. Here goes Williams after him, for the two fastest men in rugby today. Really putting the power in. Williams doesn't give up, lunges, but still the ball's kept alive. And Arthura from the opposite wing, tremendous work to get there and cover up. Oh, heaps of goal jumpers around. I hope Underwood's okay, because he's got a pretty important tour ahead of him, and he'll be one of the great highlights of the English side.
The world can still figure in the finish here. Schuster barreled. Great tackle by Michael Cook. Hicka Reid stands. This is Crowley. Gomez taken. And the tackle looked to be a little too high. Above the shoulders. Gomez probing. Around Arthura. Peter Grigg. Almost there. Simon Poitevin saving for Australia. McDowell the tackler. Badly twisted ankle for Rory Underwood. Gomez like a rabbit to Porter. Oh, the pass was knocked down by Cook. This is James Grant. Crowley back and straightening. Crowley for the line. Look at the men outside. Schuster. Kiernan. Yes! Michael Kiernan, former Irish 200-metre sprint champion, has scored his second try.
Again, as we saw Shelford in the first half, the ball went loose. Porter tries a real little dip pass around the corner, but just didn't get to it. Australia on the attack, but here the best way to get back into the game is to run straight, and Crowley, that's what he does. He takes the ball straight up the field, the players loop around, and Kiernan just too much pace for Williams.
Yes, Crowley showing his intuitive 7 skills there as he saw the gaps appearing in midfield. The world trailing by 7. 71 points scored in the match so far. Peter Grigg couldn't hold on. Jeff Miller. Parr Jones. Frawley. Big Damien Frawley straightening up. He's had a whale of a game. Ruck ball. And offside play by the world. Frustration that time against Steve McDowell. And correction, it was Gary Lambert.
Well, I think it really was frustration. Gary had taken the mark and they'd passed it, lost the ball, and really frustration came in from the wrong side. What we've seen this afternoon is that Nick Farr-Jones in his first captaincy position really pulled this team together.
Smith hasn't missed a goal all day. A point-scoring spree from him. His third penalty goal, he's kicked 2 pots and also 5 conversions. So some solace for Rory Underwood and a can of refreshment and some ice applied to that injured ankle. 74 points scored, 10 tries, 2 minutes to go. The world looking for another one here. Schuster to Grigg, and he's going to do it. Well done, Peter Grigg. The crowd very pleased about that.
Well, I was talking to Griggy before the match, and I think he was pretty keen to get on. And not only is the Australian players in goal been judged today, but also the other guys. Different angle, different pace. Look at that, straight through the gap. Tremendous example there of how back should run onto a ball.
1 minute to go. So the world needing almost a miracle now. 4 points the difference. 5 metres out, Farr Jones with Carter, Lawton, Poitevin. No try. Hooter has gone. The match is all over. Australia has downed the world by 42 to 38 in this bicentennial international here at Concord Oval. A standing ovation from the crowd.
Today's game had everything. The world side really exhibited some great skills, not only spinning the ball wide, but running tries out from on their own in goal. Australia, a win. Australia's been looking for a win for quite a while now, but didn't they get up there up front and be able to take the ball to the world side, win good second phase ball, fell asleep for a while the world side really took it to them, but finished on top. Great captaincy by Nick Farr Jones, and the team really got behind him and really showed those great skills and open play that we know Australian teams can really put together.
Yes, Gary, and let's also not forget the performance of 5'8" Brian Smith. 7 goals from 7 attempts, a field goal with either foot as well as his try for a personal tally of 26 points. Well, it was a great spectacle here at Concord Oval. I wonder how the two captains felt about it.
We all enjoyed it, the players and the people. I think it was a good game.
Yes, you really came back well after Australia led 21-3.
Well, I mean, Australia, you know, Australia was, when you play for your country, it's quite different, and communication was a big problem between us. I think it took us about 20 minutes to settle down, but now, as you say, we come back.
Well, it's your last visit to Australia for a big game. We've really enjoyed your company, and you've enjoyed it out here too.
Yes, well, that's why I'm here. I really love the people here. I'm having a very good time, and I hope it won't be my last visit to Australia.
And Nicholas Farr Jones, the new Australian captain, you must be tickled pink.
Well, it was a great game, wasn't it? And it's good to have a victory, even though it was a very open-style game. But, you know, I think the rugby supporters got a great game today, and, yeah, we are very happy to have won that one.
Were you concerned there when the world hit the lead?
Oh, certainly. I mean, you know, we got to 21-3, and I thought we were playing really terrific football in that first 20 minutes. And, sure, I was very concerned. We started to miss a few tackles, and they were getting the, you know, the basic overlap, bringing the fullback in on the line-outs. And we had to, you know, change our defensive patterns, and, you know, we were quite concerned at the time. But there's a great spirit in this Australian team, I think, and I think you'll see it in the series against England. And, you know, due credit to all the fellas, they ran themselves into the ground, and, you know, we ended up winning, so it was great.
And an amazing statistic on the game, Australia won the first half 21-19 and the second half also 21-19. A change of scenery now as we take you to Lansdowne Road in Dublin, with Wales needing to beat Ireland to clinch the Triple Crown. Commentators Nigel Starmer-Smith and Tony Ward.
Welcome.